Master is waiting for you, and for the Codex.
You must be Lady Shear's friend. She speaks very highly of you. An occasion rare enough to be worth recording in its own right. But let's see this Codex. The fabled Codex of Destiny. When the Fate Weavers formed their order, our High King gave his own wisdom to assist them. To have such knowledge in your hands is a tremendous gift, but why did it reveal itself to you? Nonsense. All children of dust have a story that is written before you see your first dawn. Now, I can only make out some parts, but this is odd. The Codex speaks of an exception, a void, an end to the endless. This is simply too much. The High King would never pawn such absurdity off as wisdom. I'm afraid I cannot. This simply cannot be the true Codex of Destiny. It must be nothing more than a very impressive forgery. It speaks of impossible things. Changes to fate, death of the immortals, and other heresies. To ascribe these lies to the High King would be treason. I would thank you to take your Codex away from here. I will have no part in these lies. He is an offense to our people. He upsets the natural order, and his war breaks the cycle. I will speak no more of him. Is there a meaning to it? Only its author can tell you. Do not bother me with such foolishness again.
Glyner spends his life cherishing old stories, but show him something truly new, and he dismisses it. Tragic. First of all, we ignore this fool. Most Fae aren't comfortable with change, and you are certainly something new. I'm afraid that only one person will really be able to help us with the Codex. The High King himself. Titarian isn't like other Fae. I'm sure he'd be interested in you, even if you didn't have that Codex. The only problem will be meeting him. His court is in the city of Issa, and few mortals are permitted to enter its gardens. I do know one individual who can allow you to enter, but you'll have to meet him alone. Niralim is a private person, and he carries a grudge against me, although perhaps person isn't the right word for him, nor is him. You'll find him in southeast Dalantoth at Caer Niralim. Just head towards the giant tree, and, well, you'll see. That Codex isn't just a complicated lore stone. It seems to tell a tale most Fae don't want to hear, and created by High King Titarian himself, no less. Interesting. None of us could have foreseen the rise of Gadflow and his army, but we should have, and now we're all facing the price. That old coward. He may have lived 100 heroic lives, but he's lost the moment he faces something truly new. Pathetic. Niralim is the oldest living mortal. He remembers the time before even the Fae called these lands home. You should see how they cherish him. He rarely grants an audience to visitors. His tenders say he knows the future as well as the past. It makes him very particular about what he says. You'll have to meet him on your own. I'd accompany you, but Niralim and I have our disagreements. Good luck with Niralim, and ignore anything he says about me.
The hero returns. I am relieved to see you well. What is happening? First Sagril, and now Bloody Bones. These are shocking developments. Listen, Hallam and I have been discussing what transpired in Uduath. You are needed for a very special quest, a song of your very own. You must travel to the home of Tenwa, also known as the Librarian. It is an important journey, not without its perils. I know little about the Librarian, only that she and Hallam have spent many seasons studying the ebbing tides of magic and how best to preserve our balance. She is an odd creature, quite aloof and reclusive, From what I've heard, she enjoys the scholarly arts of men, with all their brittle, ink-stained quirks. Do not rouse your mortal worry for Hallam. He has left the court seeking answers to our many questions. He will return in time. If someone is corrupting the songs of this great house, Hallam will find them. He is the storyteller, and he knows our ballads better than anyone. Go to Tenwa's cottage in Haxi. She will be waiting for you. Retrieve a ballad from her collection of fey cairns. It is called The Hero and the Maid. Bring it to me, and guard it with your life. Its worth cannot be measured. The library is a collection of special lore stone called cairns, in which are kept the greatest of summer court ballads. As long as they are safe, so too are our songs. The library was not Lord Issa's idea, but the inspiration of Hallam the White. He created the cairns and cast the spell that protects them. The world is changing. Everyone knows it, even if some choose not to accept it. Even as summer court magic weakens, our library of lore will remain strong. Her cottage stands in the gap between Yolvan and Haxi, southeast of here. It is an isolated spot, safe. Tenwa is expecting you.
Really, there's no need to stand around and gape. Work hard as a hireling, prove yourself able, and you'll make pledge shields sure enough. Dead? Each and every one? Well, you certainly rose above the call of service. You've earned your pay, and then some. good then.
Troll named Nyx had a most troubled heart. In nature it was displeased with its part. It hated its difference from the norm, and wished to shed its current form. In grief it went to the maid Windermere. She motioned to Nyx, and beckoned him near. It is your wish to...
I've been tracking you for some time. Enodon keeps you strong, but I am stronger. Delph and Ugnar will perish. 2 lives for one. It is the blood right, and I will be free of it at last. Give me Delph's dagger, and you may find mercy in Enodon. Excellent. Enodon's justice will be done.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. There's no plague shield left.
The waters of Loch Dyden. Such a lovely sight.
Good evening.
As the tree roots into the earth, the tendrils of thoughts twist to the soul. As the fire renews the field, the bursting labors produce the fall. As the mantis binds to his mate, the heart outstretched to her fair hand. As the hunter kills its prey, beside this hill he crafts from sand. Yes!
Then it is all mine.
I knew neither of them would face me himself. Who sent you? Was it Delph? Agnar? So, you're here on behalf of Delph, that traitorous sow. I gather you're here to send a message as well. Let me guess. Blood has been paid for his crimes. What Delph doesn't realize is that the blood right is a privilege of the Red Legion, and he lost that privilege when he betrayed us. The choice is yours, stranger. Throw your lot in with the monk and his coward god, or work for me. At least I will pay you for your trouble. Unwise. Some of us are richer than kings. If you're not with us, you're against us. The Red Legion drinks the blood of its enemies.
Welcome to Goreheart.
It's done? I don't know how I feel. It's like the end of a long nightmare. How can I ever thank you? I took up a collection around the mission. I lied and said it was for charity, but you understand. The others can never know. Thank you. See you soon.
Greetings! I'm afraid you've caught me at a bad time, friend. The famed hospitality of the gnomes may be missing today. You see, I am in distress. I lent my journal to a fellow surveyor to record information from the Split Rock depths. His name is Horace Despero. He ventured into the caves but never returned. A fellow surveyor from the mining company back east. He went into Split Rock depths with my journal to record new findings and hasn't been back since. I've heard tales of a malevolent spirit that was trapped within the cavern decades ago. Those who venture in are said never to be seen again. I'm with an outfit known as Motus Mining. We mostly operate out of Detir, but I'm in Dalentarth surveying the forest for new loads to work. Motus is a large gnomish mining company to the east. It profits by selling the resources that it mines. Surveyors like me, who work for Motus, go out into the field and record any pertinent data they find. Most often, you'll find we're a great source of help and advice in just about any area, from irrigation techniques to healing. The gnomes are some of the brightest, most creative minds around. Wherever there's a problem, we'll find the solution. We give so much, and ask for so little in return. No. I am worried about him, and I must admit, my journal as well. It may sound selfish, but the journals we surveyors keep are very important to our work. If possible, I need to find out what became of my friend. And the journal too. I'm a surveyor from a mining company from the east. The journal contains all the data I've gathered from my exploration of the area. I lent it to Horace so that he could add data he gathered from Split Rock depths. Since he hasn't returned, I'm worried something terrible might have happened down there. If you can find out what happened, I would like to know. It should be somewhere in Split Rock Depths. As I said, Horace may be trapped down there also. Please, find out what became of him, and bring the journal back to me. Until later, then.
And so the troll named Nyx to town it came, never suspecting it was still the same. It crushed the road and split into the wall, and Creth and Eärmer were surely to fall. They faced the troll and fought to no avail. The wise knights knew what was wrong in our tale. The treacherous maid Windermere at play We know in part what is wrong with this Fae. And so, Lord Aylmer shouted to Lord Creth. Challenge.
My journal! Oh, I trust this wasn't too difficult to obtain. What of Horace? A shame that. Thank you for being brave enough to retrieve this, in spite of what happened to Horace. As we agreed, here is some gold for your trouble. I appreciate your help. Terrible, terrible what happened to him. I will remember Horace Despero as the bravest gnome I ever had the pleasure to meet. He was one fine, dedicated worker. You don't find that sort of ethic much anymore.
Stay alert. Well done, friend. Well done indeed. I know in time the trolls will return, but at least now I can make it back to Shieldring Keep with my head held high. Here, take this. It was Jory's sword. Broken now, but she might be mighty again if a skilled smith wants to make her so. It's what Jory would have wanted. I was unable to complete the contract, but since you have, you best get your own eye back to Shieldring Keep and turn it in. Off with you then! We came through training together. No one could outdrink Jory. One time, I remember he actually managed to... You know what? It doesn't matter. Bastard's dead. Hell of a time we had, though. He was one of the good uns. Foul brutes. Unbelievably strong. Twice as strong as everyday rock trolls. And now they've come to Haxie. When you come across any, try to get in close. The belly is where they're tender. Slip a blade or two in there and they won't be on their feet for long. Sworn to war we are. Swords for hire. Not a bad way to make a living if you know which end of a blade to hold. Later then.
Yeah, you're welcome in the keep, as long as your honor's intact. The last poor souls who tried it came to no good, did they? A shame, but profitable for you. Here's the pay. Good then.
On your way, then. They're likely assembling at Warden's Bridge as we speak. Good day, then.
Exciting, isn't it? A Fae living by.
Mark my words. Bringing a Fae into the village will only cause our people grief. Stick around. Welcome to Gorehart Inn. We'll see you soon.
Be careful in the forest.
Oh, always a pleasure to gaze upon your sweet face. Well, how can I make you smile today? Bye-bye. Great.
It's good pay, but trying work.
Sworn to war? I suppose your plate's dented and you want me to mend it. Goodbye now.
You call yourself a blacksmith? Well, perhaps. A little training would do you some good, I'd say. What do you want from an old sour blacksmith?
I suppose it's lovely outside. All right.
A little training would do you some good, I'd say.
What's this? Another hireling?
Sworn to war?
What's this? Rogue's blood on my boots.
War sworn proud, and let the rest rot.
You call yourself a blacksmith? Well, perhaps.
My assistant has... returned. What do you need of me? It's quieter than I've heard in all my years. In some ways, it's as disconcerting as knowing the spiders were still out there. Aside from your doings, I have the feeling that there won't be any more tales to tell of Webwood. Stay safe.
I never thought I'd still be standing when the attacks were over. Thank you, stranger. But all that was destroyed. All the people who died. I can only thank the gods Siluretta was spared. His is a head for combat, though it seems he wanted to leave those days far behind him. Damn these Fae and damn their magic. We lost half a dozen because some bloody witch thought to be nice to her pet spiders? You've killed one, and that's a start. If I had my way, I'd burn this whole forest to the ground for what they did. Mind the web.
You must be the beckoned. I can help repair your...
Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in a freshly honed weapon? I hope you enjoy our fair city. The finest magical... What type of implement are you looking for? Peruse for as long as... I will be here if you need.
Ah, the beckoned. You won't find...
Can I interest you in some armor? Do you see any armor in my... stock you approve of? Watch your step up here. The beckoned! Would you like something to help with? Flesh wounds? The Terex below. Be careful out there.